These dances are hard to confuse with any other. Powerful energy, extremely passionate, and the unique manner of performance are the brightest features of these dances. Caucasian dances reflect the inner condition of every Caucasian, their energy, their emotions. It shows how much passion every Caucasian has, inner expressiveness. It's easy to feel the fire inside. In today's episode, we'll introduce you to fiery Caucasian dances. Let's go! Hello guys, hello. What are your names and what will you talk to us about today? Sveta, Nijat, Lena. We'll tell you about Caucasian folk dances. So let's start. Caucasian dances are a representation of the culture of the Caucasian people and their history, inner spiritual state which was shown in a dance by people who lived in the region. It was their character, their life, everything they're accustomed to. My brothers and I have been in an artistic environment since childhood. An uncle from my mother's side graduated from the conservatory in the singing field, and my aunt as well as other uncles are masters at playing folk music instruments. We constantly found ourselves in an atmosphere where folk culture was celebrated. We moved to Ukraine after the collapse of USSR, and since then I miss this atmosphere. Even though I took part in various concerts at school, I miss the color of it all. I was constantly asking whether there would be a school or even an opportunity where people could immerse themselves in this unique atmosphere. I remember that the ballet Vatan was in Kiev, and they performed at various local restaurants. I saw that the leader of ballet company was Bakhtiyar Akhayarov, who is now my close friend. We were known to each other back then, but I found his number and called him. We had a chat and I told him that I wanted to form a school, so we would need dancers. His ensemble included dancers from the Azerbaijan state group and Sukhishvili Georgian National Ballet, who later became our teachers. They taught us. It took 5 years to learn, and only then did we officially announce ourselves in 2011. We presented the opening of such a school in Kiev and the opportunity for anyone interested to visit and take classes there.
Танцами я занимаюсь еще с детства, но был длительный перерыв. Сама приехала из Крыма.
I danced ever since my childhood, but then I had a long break. I came here from Crimea and studied and graduated only recently. Of course, the love for dances that I acquired in childhood stays with a person forever if they got lost in it and fell in love with this occupation. That's why I searched for dance styles that will be interesting in Kiev. I love folk dances because I really loved folk dancing as a child and wanted to continue learning it now.
Захотелось продолжать развитие в этом направлении.
Why Caucasian? Well, from my childhood, I remember that group of folk dances include the standard set: Ukrainian, Jewish, Moldovan, Russian, and other dances. Caucasian dances were something new for me. I was interested specifically in developing folk dances. I wanted to try something that is familiar but completely different in its form. Right from the first class, I didn't feel like a stranger or on the sidelines. On the contrary, people accept you and help. They show you everything, tell you, and explain everything in a way that's very easy to explain. That's why I'm continuing. I think this story will last a long time. It's impossible not to know about Caucasian dances if you live here. We see them in movies. They are visible and understood from a young age. Many people have an idea about these dances. We're quite close one to another. I mean Ukraine and the Caucasus. I've been practicing dances since childhood, different styles, and the majority of my life has been dedicated to ballroom dancing, before becoming interested in Caucasian dances. However, this period ended at some point, and I was working at regular job. I realized that I missed that creative element in my life, I knew that I needed to find something that will suit my body and soul. I guess I found an article or something like that about Caucasian dances at that moment and took it as a sign. I thought, well, sure, maybe I should search for something. Can we have classes in Kiev? I found a school, did my research on it, and decided that I would go there and try it out as a student. So I went there, and I can tell you it was love at first sight. I felt that these dances were something I'd been looking for right from the first class. 7 years have passed, and I'm living my life through these dances. Gradually, these dances took over my life, and I quit my job and dedicated all my time to Caucasian dances as a choreographer and a teacher.
В какой-то момент бросила предыдущую работу, и сейчас уже я полностью занята кавказскими танцами как хореограф, как тренер.
Кавказские танцы делятся на разные разновидности. Из них одни виды это горские танцы.
Caucasian dances are divided into several subcategories. Those are highland dances of people who live in mountains, and they are hot-tempered, bold, energetic. The urban dances of the city elite, the aristocracy. Besides, there are dances performed by village people or predominantly female dances. One can tell there are a countless number of them. One type of lezginka dance or Azerbaijani yalli dance alone are divided into dozens of types. For instance, the lezginka can be a couple when a man invites a woman to dance and shows his affection in this way. At the same time, the lezginka can be all male too. The men hold a contest at some point while dancing. Each one of them shows a stunt and their personal nature.
Здесь вы можете научиться.
You can learn absolutely any style of Caucasian dance here. These can be Georgian, Ossetian, Dagestanian, Azerbaijani, or any that exists. It's interesting. Variety in our lives really is the spice of life and learning something new. This year was dedicated to studying Georgian and some styles of Azerbaijani, Ossetian dances. We're starting to learn the Adigay dance. All these activities help us to develop and discover the world around us, different peoples and cultures.
Не могу выделить конкретный какой-то танец.
I cannot single out one specific dance. I believe that every one of them is interesting for me personally. You find some similarities and unique features, which unites from one perspective and from another shows diversity and appeal.
Разнообразие, интерес.
За время моей практики кавказских
I worked with many of these styles when practicing Caucasian dances. It's easy to trace it by different parts of the Caucasus region. In particular, it is the Northern Caucasus, Trans-Caucasus, different regions, and overall it can be said that I feel that North Caucasus music has more of a European sound. It is more direct, while Trans-Caucasus has a more Eastern motive.
то есть она более прямая. Закавказье она уже более восточная. В танцах это тоже отображается. Например,
One may see the differences in the actual dances. For example, I would say that North Caucasian dances are more austere. Trans-Caucasus dances are more coquettish, playful, and in some aspects are more open. It is possible to divide dances into groups on the basis of their passion.
также танцы можно по темпераменту тоже на какие-то группы поделить. То есть даже у любого народа есть танцы более.
Every nation has dances that are more dynamic or lyrical. As to my subjective preferences, I would say that I love Azerbaijani dances most of all.
Больше всего я люблю азербайджанские танцы.
Школа кавказских танцев в Украине.
Our school is unique in Ukraine as a school of Caucasian dances. Of course, there are schools under the Embassy of Azerbaijan, cultural centers, and the Georgian diaspora.
Также в грузинской диаспоре. Для того, чтобы
One should continually practice hard. So as to master this knowledge, you should get up from the sofa and go to training. And sure enough, the results will be seen within time. We have classes twice a week, every Saturday and Sunday. And we also try to put on additional classes for our students, and so that they can make faster progress.
чтобы успеваемость наших учеников была еще больше.
Сложно сразу было перестроиться.
It was hard to readjust, reorganize one's set of habits and brain, since there is experience that has nothing to do with a different style of dance. It includes alternative coordination of the hands and legs, the mechanics of work. Nevertheless, it helps one to progress. At first, you stand there motionless, but step by step, the body gets used to it. You become involved in it, start to understand, feel the manner of movement, and these hardships are transformed into a creative and fascinating process. It's possible to record a video clip and study it at home. If you fail to master it during class, naturally you will practice at home. When you're striving to make progress and get to a decent level of mastery with other students, you come and show results.
Приходишь, показываешь результаты. Технически сложными для меня на данный момент скорее.
I regard dances where the motion of the hands is a key aspect as one of the hardest for me on a technical level. I should work and pay close attention to it. I have experience in classical and other folk dances where leg movement is a key component. On the contrary, I have difficulties with hand movement. I still have lots to work on and strive for.
Возникают иногда сложности, зачастую. Ну, есть над чем работать, к чему стремиться.
Я помню сложности того, с которыми мне пришлось
I
столкнуться.
recall that the difficulties I faced were associated with technical aspects. The hardest part is developing plasticity, the softness of movement, and it appears after constant work. It takes years of work to develop this plasticity. Only then do lightness and ability show up. Let's call it a manner.
И костюмы, и музыка.
The costumes and music are rich and so detailed that they evoke true admiration. It's similar to when you sit and read book. You reread it, and every time you discover something new in it.
Сидишь, ты как будто бы вот читаешь книгу и перечитываешь каждый
That's precisely the way in which we listen to music. We perceive something subconsciously, and after learning about culture and its peculiarities, you feel it, and you get a new appreciation of it. You see the details.
особенности изучаешь, тоже воспринимаешь всем по-другому, видишь детали.
Около 15 лет, которые я выступаю на разных больших сценах, объездил очень многие города Украины, также успел...
I perform on different big stages, have traveled to many Ukrainian cities, and even managed to visit other countries with our dances within the space of 15 years. However, I remember my first performance. It was held at a company party, the first order that we took, and we felt only calm and readiness. We were so captured by the spirit, energy, and desire to perform and dance that we, on the contrary, did it with even great joy and great confidence.
Танцевать, что мы, наоборот, даже с большим это удовольствием делали, с большой уверенностью это делали.
На данный момент выступление на...
At that moment, we had not had any big performances. We still needed to work on them. However, we gather with colleagues as an ensemble in various establishments and hold our small performances there. We encourage people to join in, and no one at all could resist.
Никто не может усидеть на месте.
За 7 лет моих увлечений и жизни.
I performed many times within 7 years of my devotion to Caucasian dances, but the first time was during our reporting concert. We prepared for it quite vigorously. We lived it virtually the entire academic year. We had countless rehearsals and everyone was nervous. I remember that we danced and I had a feeling that my body, legs and hands were heavy. I was definitely not physically ready for such pressure. Yet we wanted and tried to make everything as nice as possible.
Мы пытались, мы старались, чтобы это было очень красиво.
Приглашаем всех в нашу школу.
We invite everyone to our school. We'll teach you the mastery of dance in a short space of time. Goodbye. See you.